News 8 at 6:30.
I'm frustrated too, and I'm frustrated with the disconnect between Washington, D.C. and the rest of the country.
San Diego Congressman Scott Peters sounds off on the budget stalemate that threatens to shut down parts of the government. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Phil Blauer. Updating late into the night on Saturday, the Republican-controlled House passed a spending bill that would avert a shutdown, but it would also delay President Obama's signature health care law.
The president is promising to veto the bill, and with no deal on the horizon, federal services could grind to a halt on Tuesday. News 8's Dominic Garcia is in our newsroom tonight with reaction from a local lawmaker. Dom?
Well, Marcella and Phil, as this inches closer and closer, neither side seems to be willing to compromise. They are running out of time, and some lawmakers are openly expecting a shutdown.
The standoff threatening a government shutdown revolves around Obamacare, and if you ask San Diego Representative Scott Peters, the new health care law may not be perfect, but it's not worth bringing business to a halt.
I wasn't there when it was passed, and I think, I'd like to think I could have done a better job with it, and I think there's some issues with it, but it's the law of the land, and it's not going away. And so to close the government over it, I just think is very irresponsible.
Yesterday, the House passed a spending bill that would keep the government funded through December 15th, but it delays or undoes several key provisions of Obamacare. That bill is now headed to the Senate, where many say it won't pass. If the government does shut down, around 800,000 federal workers would be furloughed, affecting departments from the IRS to the national parks. Departments that will stay up and running include the Postal Service, Medicare, and Social Security. As for the military, active duty personnel will stay working, but their pay could be delayed.
Do not shut down the government. Do not shut down the economy. Pass a budget on time. Pay our bills on time. Refocus on the everyday concerns of the American people.
Speaker of the House John Boehner is urging Republican colleagues to be flexible in negotiations, but some anti-Obamacare Republicans say the president is the one who's refusing to budge.
We've been offering him compromises. Many on his side say there are problems. The Teamsters said there are problems. Warren Buffett says there are problems. Even former President Bill Clinton says there are problems with Obamacare. Why won't the president negotiate and come to a compromise on trying to make Obamacare less bad?
Now, that bill that's headed to the Senate is going to be voted on tomorrow, where many expect it to fail. If a shutdown does go into effect, it'll start at 12:01 a.m. Tuesday. Marcella?
All right, Tom.